up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today I'm filming this directly after my weekly update. So if you're wondering why I'm in the same position, wearing the same clothes, and drinking the same peach ginger tea, now you know. So it is time for my monthly wrap-up of my favorite books that I have read this month and my favorite pen and ink combination. As you just saw a brief spoiler of. If you're a member of my Discord channel, be that the Patreon exclusive, link down below, by the way, or the general Discord channel, yes, I have two, one for everyone and one for Patreon members only. If you are on there, then you will know that I was purchasing the Kindle. I was going back and forth with a bunch of different e-readers and I couldn't make up my mind which one I ended up wanting to go with, and I picked the Kindle because Amazon conveniently, through spyware, was listening to me and put it on sale. So it went about $30 on sale. This is the Kindle Paperwhite 2021 version. So I picked this up. And I really like it. I didn't know what to expect because, of course, I've always been a physical hard copy book person. I have tried to read on the iPad mini, which is basically the same size. I mean, the Kindle's a little bit smaller, but like not too far off of it. But while the screen on here is stunning for everything you're doing, and especially if you're just reading like, you know, a news page here, a couple things here and there, like, you know, I do primarily all my work off of here. I love it a lot, a lot. But reading like for an hour or more is just no bueno. Strains the eyes a little bit, especially if you're reading in lower light situations, and that is where this comes in clutch. I love the fact that there's no glare. I love the fact that I can read in low light. I love the fact that it automatically dims it to nighttime reading. Well, this one doesn't automatically do it, but I just slide down and tap. I didn't get the signature edition, which is the one that does automatically do it, but I mean, it takes 0.5 seconds to do it yourself. Charges via USB-C, which I adore. iPad mini is not on USB-C, and I am hoping that it will do that soon, but who knows? So I have been reading this, and I read 3 books on this. Now, when I say I read 3 books, I should say I reread 3 books. Because if you watched before, I'm going to get real close, look at my eyeball, you will know that I was reading Robert Jordan's The Dragon Reborn. That's how far I got into it, barely at all. I decided to take a break from the series for a moment because they're pretty long, and while I absolutely adore them and 10 out of 10 recommend the series, I just needed a break. So I decided to reread another series. Now, I know I just reread The Lord of the Rings, so what am I doing reading another long series? Well, I decided to reread Harry Potter. Harry Potter for me goes all the way back to like the 5th grade. I wrote a book report on The Boy Who Lived, which is the first chapter of the first book, The Philosopher's Stone, and I read the first 3 books. So The Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and Prisoner of Azkaban. And what I thought was so interesting, because it's been a long time since I've reread them. I think I've read the entire series probably 3 or 4 times when I was younger. I have watched the movies a whole bunch, but I don't really love them that much. So I really only watch them every now and then, probably once every 5 years. It's been a long time. I loved the first 2 movies. After that, I can take it or leave it. But what was really interesting to go back and read, especially now that I'm more into adult fantasy stuff, I did not realize how juvenile Harry Potter was. And it's supposed to be. Okay, Harry Potter fans, do not hate on me for that. It is supposed to be juvenile. It's supposed to be for 10-year-olds, you know, and I get it. And it was for me too when I first started reading it, and it's perfect for that. It is young YA fantasy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I suppose because it has been so long since I read it, and I have been reading adult fantasy, it was jarring at first to go back. Now that I'm into the third book and it is starting to like mature a little bit, it still stays very young YA throughout the entirety of the series. It gets a little bit more regular YA and not young YA towards the end. But yeah, it took a second to like get back into that. I was like, whoa. But what's really nice is that because it is not written very difficult, I can fly through them pretty quickly. So I am done the first 3 books now, and I will be on to the 4th very soon. I think I'm going to jump back into The Dragon Reborn before going into that one, or I might read them both at the same time. I'm not really sure yet. But those are the only 3 books that I have read this month. It's been a very, very, very busy month. If you watched my weekly video that I posted, the last weekly video that I posted, you'll know why. Long story short, started a new-ish job, sort of. Dad had surgery. He's doing fine. Just lots going on in the personal life. So didn't really read a ton, but like I said, I did get those 3 books knocked out. I highly recommend going back and reading them if you haven't read them in a very, very long time, especially if you just want something to get back in the habit of reading without having to sort of like tax yourself. And I'm really loving the Kindle right now because I'm still new to the Kindle. I still have the Kindle Unlimited series, subscription that I have not paid for, and I get all the Harry Potter books for free. So that's been really nice to sort of get my feet wet with that Kindle. And then for my pen and ink combination, I decided to go with the Visconti Homo Sapiens Midnight in Florence Fine Palladium Nib, and the ink is Ferris Wheel Press Jelly Bean Blue. If you follow me on my Instagram, again, link in the description, I have posted quite a few times about this, not only the pen, but the ink itself. I'm very impressed by it. I don't think I'll buy a bottle of it, only because I have already purchased more ink this year than I need. And I think I've purchased more ink this year than I have in the past like 2 years combined. But I really, really, really like it. I like this combo a lot. I'm almost out of the ink. I've got about, well, you can't really see because it's such a dark ink, but it'll eventually go down to here. I've got about half of a barrel left of a 4 milliliter, geez Louise, 4 milliliter sample. So definitely spent some quality time with the ink, and I really, really like it. It's super dark and rich and beautiful. It's got a lovely, lovely red sheen, which you'll see in a moment. It's been really nice to journal with across Tomoe River paper and the new Cosmo Air Light paper that I've been using from Galen Leather. I have a review of this notebook already if you want to check it out. I currently have Galen Leather's A5 cover on here. No review of this yet, will be coming. I'm just kind of breaking it in, collecting my thoughts. So this is what I went with. I have had this inked up longer than just the month of February. I'm pretty sure I inked this one up in January when my Leonardo Memento Zero with Diamine Writer's Blood ran out, which I have actually since re-inked that up now that my bottle has arrived of the ink. So I do have this one rocking and rolling as well. But this has been my main bay. So that's been really interesting. I love having these two actually inked up because this one, like I said, gives me a rich, dark experience. This one also is rich and dark, but just on the opposite end. This is cool and this is warm. So you'll see this as a writing sample in just a moment, but I really liked it. And I haven't used this pen in a while previous to inking this up, and I missed it. I ended up doing this one because I had the Visconti Homo Sapiens with the gold nib from Emmy over at Pen Venture. So I was curious to go from the gold nib back to the palladium. I do prefer the extra fine gold nib that he had over this fine one, but this one is still like chef's kiss, 10 out of 10 recommend. So, so I've been really enjoying that one. So it hasn't been a crazy month on my end as far as pens and book content go. I think without having this Kindle and the Harry Potter books, I don't think I would have really read maybe more than one book. This is really nice to just pick up and read a little bit at night. I did take it into the bath with me once, and that was nice too. The only thing that I hate about it, not hate, but only thing I dislike about it, that seems to be the general opinion of all the reviews that I watched, is that the power button is on the bottom. I have accidentally hit it before. Not a huge issue because you do learn how to hold it, and I haven't hit it in a while, but that was something that I had to get used to. But I really recommend it. I will be keeping it, and I will continue to read books on it. And eventually I'll start buying actual books. Right now I'm just getting the freebies, which, I mean, I'm totally cool with those as well. The last sip is always so sad. So that's been my month, guys. What have you been reading? What have you been writing with? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, check out the description for my Discord, my Patreon, and my Instagram. Those are the three main avenues in which I am most active beyond just posting content. But those are the three that I post frequently on. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more like it. There's plenty of content coming. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Bye. All right, so this is actually something that I posted on my Instagram. Again, I'm not meaning to do so many plugs. It just happens. You can actually see a little bit of this over here too. But I thought this is just perfect to show you the super, super crazy red sheen that you can get on this ink. It is just simply stunning. Like I said, I will probably eventually pick it up. It's just not on the radar right now because I bought so many flippin' inks. All right, let me zoom that in. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? So this is a wet writer, so I'm gonna be just blatantly honest with that. This is a very wet writer, so whether or not the ink itself is super wet, it is going to be biased to the pen itself. But yeah, this red sheen is just unreal. It is unreal. It's really nice in this pen, and I have been enjoying it tremendously. Let's see if I can focus this camera here. It's really difficult to show you the sheen, but I mean, where is it here? But you can kind of see the sheen more on this side of the page for whatever reason. I don't know. It must just be the way that my lights hit. This is actually the writing that I did for 1 week when I was really ill. I had the stomach flu and it was just terrible. So I wrote with everything that I had inked up, and the Visconti Homo sapiens with Ferris wheel pressed jelly was one of them. Ferris wheel pressed jelly? Well, okay, whatever, that works. So yeah, 100% recommend. All right, my beautiful patrons, thank you all for your support. If you have recently supported me as a VIP patron or above, and don't see your name, don't fear. This was recorded February 26th, so it will be there as soon as I can get it updated. So we have our ultimate human is Daniel Roddy, and for my VIP fans, we've got Elizabeth, Glenn Kelly, Joan Worthman, Brian Hunter, Aaron C., Luna Wolf Games, Bobby A. Bailey, Stuart Riley, Ute Cruiser, Victor Portugal, Bass, Weilei Chang, Brian La, Lucas Bell, Aubrey Madcore, Marissa Calvo, Eric Lineman, Jessica Chow, Stephen Baldwin, Carol Lowry, Michael Simon, Sean Sturdy, Susan Barrier, Catherine Molina, Robert Myers, Bianca Andrews, Bill Pemberton, Jennifer Galfie, Karen Epstein, Lucy Peralta, Gretchen Peters, and digitaltent.tech. For those who are not VIP tier or above, it does not matter. I still appreciate that you're here and that you make all of the difference. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.